Welcome to Monday Morning Macabre.
Round two, baby.
Round two. We just recorded a good 15 to 20 minutes of this episode, and then my laptop decided to, how do I say this? Die. Guys, you haven't heard from us in a little bit. Here's the deal. I'm moving.
We already explained it. Life sucks.
Yeah,
then you die.
I sold my house, and I'm moving into a new house which I purchased. And I am currently technically homeless because I sold the old one. So I have no way of recording. So that's why it's been a little bit since you've heard from us. But I am now at Scones' abode, and we are we're tenting up.
We're pitching tent, baby.
We're pitching tent to one another, and
in person.
So if the audio is like, this doesn't sound like a normal episode, listen.
Hey.
In the words of John C. Reilly, I'm just a clown. Have you seen Chicago? What's his?
No, I'm not.
He's there's a whole clown thing. Spot brought to you by Panera Bread.
The mother of all sponsorships. Their mac and cheese does go hard.
It's a really good mac and cheese. Don't get their refreshers. You will die. They're too caffeinated. We covered that in the previous recording.
Which is insane that they wouldn't just make it the same caffeine as like a large iced coffee. Or a cold brew.
It's more and it's tastier, and it doesn't tell you that.
And it kills you.
It's like, hey, there's caffeine in this, but like I thought it was just gonna be like a little bit.
Yep.
And if you look at like the amount, it is like substantial amount of caffeine, and
it's
people
the Four Loko method.
Yeah, I'm loco for Panera.
Sheesh.
Go to your local Panera Bread.
Don't get a refresher. Get a bread bowl. That's why
dude,
you're there. You're there for the bread, dude.
The execs of Panera are pissed. This is gonna fucking shut off again on me. I need to figure out this gut. Okay,
just keep that trackpad active. Keep those fingies dancing. What else did we talk about that we fake recorded? Yeah, the debate that's all over podcasts and the internet right now of people, how many, like, could you fight this animal, or how many people would it take to beat this animal? And like people just dudes online who are like,
dudes are the stupidest kind of people.
Dude, the stupidest. They're like they've been doing jujitsu for a year. They're like, I could take a gorilla, and it's like, bro,
Lex Friedman could fucking choke out a gorilla.
Yeah, and I actually love the conversations around, like, because I love animals, but like I get so mad that we'll never be able to prove it.
Yeah,
like actually, one of our mutual friends last night said he could take an alligator if he had a golf club. Which
with a golf club?
First
of all, are we talking driver? Are we talking putter? 5-iron?
I'll give him a driver, which is probably the best. Right?
I'm gonna guess it's our friend. It starts with a D.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, we have a lot of those, but yes. And
I love that I know immediately who it would be.
I was like, well, first of all, no was my immediate answer, and second of all, then I had to look up like alligator versus human specs, like what they're working with.
Is it like an alligator pro? Is it an alligator air?
Exactly. But an alligator pro is just like a crocodile.
Is a crocodile a better alligator? You're biology.
Yeah, they're they're
like
way species of crocodile get bigger than the American alligator.
Every species? You say every species of crocodile? Or
no. I don't think I don't know every, because so an American alligator is like 15 feet long, 13 to 15 feet long.
All right.
500 to 800 pounds.
That's too long.
That's so big. And then I was thinking, like,
too long.
Even there's people who are like tried to, like, they were just being assholes on like a golf course or something, and they like went up to touch its tail.
Why would you do that to an alligator?
And so this isn't even like the business
That's rule
end.
1 of alligator school.
So not even the business end of the alligator. And I guess when they touched it, the alligator freaked out because it didn't see them, swings its tail, and just broke the guy's leg.
That's insane.
So even like the shittiest end of the alligator can still kill you.
The least lethal end will break your legs.
So anyway.
But a crocodile will.
Yeah, crocodile.
What's the like most dangerous land animal? We should just do like
a crocodile
biology talks
as a land animal?
I don't know. You tell me. It's an amphibian. I don't fucking know.
So the Nile crocodile, like last year, became Africa's most deadly. It used to be hippos, but then I think the Nile crocodile passed it in kills.
Yeah, the Nile was like, "Yo, this is our
like
year."
The leaderboard.
Yeah. It was just like boxing like meat in a butcher freezer.
Yeah, exactly.
for a year.
And so I don't know. Land animal.
Landimal. Dude, we should just change to a different podcast where I'm just going to ask you questions about biology.
Dude, we'd probably get more listeners.
Way more TikTokable clips.
I still had the idea for a podcast or maybe just like a limited series
podcast
for me and you find someone who's obsessed with something we don't know a lot about
anything
or don't
about
care.
Just talk to them.
And they have to sell us on why we should care about
daddy like.
So one idea was like Taylor Swift, like Morgan.
Yeah.
Could give us she could do like why we should care about Taylor Swift beyond just
I love this idea.
And then like Sean,
this is
our friend Sean, like NASCAR, why you should care about NASCAR.
I like it.
It's all up there.
Jenny could be like nagging, why should we, am I right?
Dudes.
I'm a married guy. This is my job.
This is the raw testosterone you only get when we're in person.
Why can't comedy be allowed anymore?
I swear to God, if I watch any more stand-up and anyone talks about what you can't say anymore.
Oh man, I would.
I get it, dude. Like,
yeah, you got anyway. This is a whole tangent we could go down.
Everyone, like, I've heard it's just too many times. But you know what you haven't heard too many times? What?
Part 2 of the Bloody Benders series.
The Bloody Benders.
That me and Scones are bringing you.
So last time.
We put wait. First of all,
what a
cliffhanger we've given the audience.
It would be. I was thinking about this. If we
just
quit
right now
on a cliffhanger. That's the funniest possible.
That is the best exit. Is just to never do it again.
Just never tell
what's
them.
under the door in this fucking workshop thing or woodshed.
Yeah. So last time on Dragon Ball Z, there's this family of weirdos named the Benders. This is 1871, so Old West.
Everyone's a family of weirdos
giving out parcels like, "Hey, here's a plot of land for like $2," and people are going out west. Along the way, there's some inns and hotels and places you stop. And
there's In-N-Outs.
Yeah. So you're stopping at In-N-Outs, but then people start to go missing.
Where they go?
I think it's in Kansas.
I hardly knows this.
But
that's a little joke.
Sheesh. Oh no, Oklahoma, I think. But either way, land
ho.
Land seekers going missing. Neighbors are like, "Hey, what the fuck is going on, dude? This is crazy." So then,
bro, I'm too high, bro.
A local search parties form. They show up at the Benders Inn and saw that like everything was abandoned. No Benders anywhere. They found a cabin with no food.
A cat or a cabin?
A cabin. So it had a plot which would like a farm, an inn, and then a cabin.
Farming cabin.
Fick. Farm to table. Farming cabin.
Yep.
So yeah, they get there and there's a awful smell and a trapdoor. And we've been here before. We've been here so many times. Awful smell trapdoor.
Awful smell trapdoor. That's the only kind of trapdoor smell there is awful.
Yeah. Cause
you can't get it in other varieties.
Dude, what's his name? The doctor at the World's Fair in Chicago.
H.H. Holmes.
He was a king of trapdoor bad smells.
Oh, trapdoor bad smells, no air.
Or bad smell trapdoor. I think I like bad smell trapdoor.
Bad smell trapdoor, but he also had like secret tunnels.
He
had that like Nacho Libre shit.
I am. So prying it open. The trapdoor, I mean.
Yep. What do they find?
The men found a 6-foot deep hole with clotted blood causing a terrible odor.
However, that's literally how people describe me.
Shit, that dude, he's 6 feet deep, terrible smell,
that's my dating profile is 6-foot deep hole, terrible odor.
It's my draft.
Yeah.
What do you call it?
I don't know. Are you talking about the draft like military or draft like NBA or
like NBA like or the NFL? You go to it. My combine stats.
Oh,
6 foot deep, clotted blood,
deep bad odor,
terrible odor.
10-second 40.
So anyway, even though there's blood filled in the hole, there's no bodies.
Uh-oh. All blood, no bodies?
All blood.
Dude, you're all blood, no bodies.
I tell you, that guy there, all blood, no bodies.
All blood, no bodies. Those politicians in Washington, all blood, no bodies.
Bunch of suits. Bunch of expensive haircuts. Morgan, you're in the studio.
Welcome to
Sorry, we have an intruder. We have Mo Money, the producer here at Slinging Dingers.
Mo Money, organ problem.
Yeah, We also had a dog. Well, my dog's here, obviously, because it's my house.
Not
But
a
she
dog,
was
it's your dog. Way
trying
different.
to fit through and unplug every wire we have,
Yeah,
basically.
production is going nuts right
Anyway, so no bodies in the hole. So the men decide to physically move the entire cabin to the side
Yep,
and begin to search beneath it.
as one
Because,
does.
as we talked about in the first recording,
Yeah, there's
instead of
5
ripping up
girls.
floorboards, you got to impress the cheerleaders. So you got to push
You gotta push the entire cabin.
the whole cabin.
Don't just cut a hole, move the cabin.
Anybody can cut a hole.
Anybody can cut a hole. That's all blood, no body, dude.
All blood, no body. If you're just cutting
If
holes.
you're just cutting a hole, if you're moving the cabin, that's all body, no blood, baby.
All blood, no body. Continuing, they began to dig around the cabin, especially in the area the Benders had utilized as a vegetable garden and orchard. At the site of a freshly stirred depression in the earth, they found the first body buried head downward with its feet scarcely covered.
Sounds like a picture in a not Are You Afraid of the Dark? What's
Yes.
what's
oh no, sorry. Scary stories.
Scary
to
Stories
Tell
Tell in the Dark. That's
It's
like
the-
what I
the
imagine.
toe.
The toe, yeah. A little
toe sticking up out of it.
toasky.
Little toasky. Dude, you ever think about
Always. Can't
all
stop.
like the Instagram weirdos that are like, we gotta slow life down. We gotta go back to like farming and like living in natural. And I'm like, nah, people just go just as crazy with their own farm and orchard.
Yeah. Maybe crazier.
Yeah, actually.
I think we did a statistical
This
analysis.
is pretty crazy. Well, let me get there. It's
Get
not that crazy yet. It's just a stinky cabin that
Just
you can
stinky
move around.
cabin odors.
But anyway, at the site of freshly stirred depression in the earth, they found the first body buried head downward,
Buried.
with its feet scarcely covered. The corpse was that of Dr. William H. York, his skull bludgeoned and his throat cut from ear to ear.
Throat cut, skull bludgeoned.
The dog's just licking the side table. Can you not?
Hey, that's a side table. You don't lick that.
You don't lick the side tables in this house.
Them's the rules.
The digging continued the next day. 9 other bodies and numerous dismembered body parts were found, including a woman and a little girl.
Little girl makes me sad.
Yeah. No, the Benders are
I'm a
just
dad.
did not discriminate. As a father,
As a father, I don't approve.
do you feel like as a father you're a bit of an empath now?
I would say so. I think I have a new perspective that I think
For
everyone would
sure.
be interested in hearing about.
So you're just now not okay that a little girl is involved.
Yeah,
in
if this was like a few years back, I would have been like hooting and hollering.
Party on, Wayne.
Party, exactly. Now I am sad. It's this new emotion I've
We're
learned.
sad.
Turns out you can feel not good.
Drink up,
Amen.
and you'll never,
Bud Light.
never feel not good.
Panera Bread.
Here's to feeling good all the time.
Have a refresher and forget about it.
The burial site was christened Hell's Half Acre.
Which
Now,
we said last time we recorded this
Yeah.
is hard as shit.
yeah, it is the only thing that's taller. Like,
So cool.
it's way too close for anyone to name this place, like this crime scene. And if you said anything else, you'd be like, "Oh,
Dude,
dude,
if we had the
relax.
guy who if we had the guy who named that on the pod, he would like as our like marketing guy, we would be #1 in the charts with a bullet.
Easy, dude.
Easy.
That's the only thing stopping us.
That's it.
Not like not coming out every
not
weekend
like
with an
not
episode.
great content, rambling,
Poor
saturated
production.
market. Yeah, I think it's that.
Another brother of Dr. York, a lawyer and a state senator residing in Independence, offered a $1,000 reward for information leading to the Benders family arrest. On May 17th, Governor Thomas Osborne added to that amount by offering a $2,000 reward for the apprehension of all 4. So $3,000, 1871. That's at least like $1 bajillion now.
Yeah, that's probably 2 bajillion maybe.
I wonder if it got split up. Do you
Between
think
the
you need the
Benders?
whole family?
Oh, you think like you can bring in one Bender, you get like a quarter of this? Or
Yeah.
like-
Or this is just for information, dude. This isn't even for the Benders.
dude, I could be like, yo.
Oh no, sorry, that is the apprehension of all 4. So
Oh,
it had to
okay.
be $2,000 then. So it's probably what, $500 a bender,
Yeah.
which
How
is
many-
dumb.
how many
They
bucks
shouldn't
per
be
Bender?
equally valued.
Right. Because like
I highly doubt all 4 of them were
as elusive.
ripping and tearing.
One's probably like a chubby little guy.
Ah, he's probably the best one.
He's probably the easiest one to catch.
He's just along for the ride, dude. He doesn't know what's going on.
Yeah, he's just a chubby little guy.
Word of the gruesome murder spread fast, and thousands of people flocked to the site, including news reporters from as far away as New York and Chicago. Ever heard of them, Dars?
New York, check please.
Check,
A New
please.
York minute. I've heard of that.
The Bender cabin was ripped apart by gruesome souvenir hunters right down to the bloody bricks that line the cellar. Bit by bit, the story of the Benders
Bit
was
by
pieced
boring
together.
brick. Brick by boring.
Nothing compares to...
A quiet bender alone, 6-foot blood hole, with sinking odor, yeah.
Is Paramore still making new music?
Didn't they just like, turn off all their socials and everyone freaked out?
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
I missed that one.
Well, that's probably like a marketing team thing. I don't know.
Probably.
Anyway.
The Benders were not what they appeared. They weren't even a true family. The only ones related were Ma and Kate Bender. Ma Bender, she
Ma
has to
Bender.
be like evil.
Dude, that's what you say every time you dap me up. And I think it's not cool.
What's up, Ma?
I don't think that's a cool thing to do. But Scones insists.
When the visitors stopped in for a meal, they were seated at a table with their backs to the large canvas separating the inn from the living quarters. And Kate would begin to charm the men with her social skills, flirting or revealing her psychic gifts.
Whoa.
As the men gave their full attention to...
Wait, that sounds like one and the same, though.
What?
Flirting or revealing your psychic gifts? That seems flirtatious to me.
You think? Is flirting a form of a psychic
Are you saying
ability?
every time I pay a psychic, they're not flirting with me? Tarot cards aren't just like a weird way to flirt with me.
Why would you talk about my dead relatives if it wasn't the flirt?
If you weren't feeling the charm.
I thought you were saying a girl flirting is just a psychic ability. I feel like I've definitely taken like 1d6 psychic damage sometimes from rejection in my life. As the men give their full attention to the alluring Kate, Pa and John Bender, hiding behind the canvas, would strike the unsuspecting traveler in the skull with a hammer.
Okay.
Ma Bender and Kate would rifle the body for money, pushing them through the trapdoor in the hole below the cabin,
Jesus.
where Kate would slit his throat. So
Wait,
the daughter
is Kate
slits the
I was
throat.
going to say, God damn.
I guess, well, it said they're not a true family.
So family dynamics can't come into play here.
Yeah.
Well, it's not like a Brady Bunch
might,
situation where...
I don't know. The body would then be buried in the garden behind the house at night. Their downfall was the murder of a father and daughter named Lonker.
Lonker?
Maybe Launcher. Loncher. Launcher.
Launcher.
Launcher? Like rocket launcher?
Or lawn chair.
Ooh. So Launcher and Dr. William York, who had come looking for their missing pair. In the winter of 1872, Mr. Launcher and his daughter had left Independence for Iowa, but were never heard from again. In spring of 1873, Dr. York took it upon himself to look for the Launchers, stopping at the homesteads along the trail to ask questions. Though he reached Fort Scott unscathed and started to return to Independence on March 8th, he never reached home.
Rippy.
Dr. York had two brothers, one living in Fort Scott and the other in Independence. Both knew of his travel plans, and when he failed to return home, an all-out search began for the missing doctor. Colonel A.M. York, leading a contingency of some 50 men, began questioning every traveler along the trail and stopping at their area homesteads. That must have taken a fucking long-ass time. 50 dudes coming in to just like ransack the place.
That's so many dudes.
A lot of dudes.
That's a lot of dudes.
Colonel York rolls deep.
Sheesh.
One of those places was the Bender Inn. The Benders tried to help by admitting that Dr. York had stopped at their place, but convinced the search party that he had left and was probably waylaid by Indians.
Wayland bite.
Even with her clairvoyant abilities, Kate attempted to search for the missing doctor to throw any suspicion off herself. Because nothing's less suspicious.
Yeah, than being like, let me just talk to the spirits.
Well, let me connect.
That's crazy. That was like her move and it worked. That she was like, hold on. Nope, not here.
Dude, I feel like I know some dudes who would...
Yeah.
Who would be like, sold. Like,
don't we
show
all,
me
though.
your psychic abilities. And then we get bonked on the head.
Dude.
By...
Bonk and
the
Benders?
The chubby
Bender?
Yeah,
chubby Bender bonk? You don't want to get bonked by the chubby
Dude, if you're getting
bender.
bonked by the Chubby Bender boys,
The chubby
like,
bender boys are bonking left and right these days. You can't go to anywhere, any inns, without getting bonked by a chubby bender.
it's an epidemic.
It's a problem.
After Colonel York's visit and the meeting at the Harmony Grove schoolhouse, the Bender family fled. Only a few days later, the homestead was found abandoned, and the search party began to discover the grisly remains of the bodies. Diggers were astounded to find what would become known as one of America's first mass murder burial grounds, as body after body was uncovered.
Jesus.
10 bodies were found in the Bender's apple orchard, including Dr. York and the people he had been searching for, Mr. Launcher and his daughter, just 7 or 8 years old.
Ah, turns out I'm a father.
Dude, you're such a father.
I'm such a dad right now.
More objecting to murder. Such a dad
Dude,
move.
you're such a father right now.
More gruesomely, though, the little girl's body was found to have multiple
Oh,
injuries.
I don't
None
like
of them
this.
would have caused death, and it was speculated that the poor lass may have been buried alive.
Ay.
That's gotta hurt.
I gotta
you
go,
as a father.
Skulls.
As a father, that
As a
has to be
father, I don't like that.
real tough.
All right, close up shop. Podcast's over.
Close up shop. Other bodies were found in the garden were those of Henry Mackenzie's mutilated remains, 3 men named Ben Brown, W.F.
Wait,
McCrofty.
3 men named Ben
No,
Brown?
sorry.
The Ben Brown 3?
Again, the commas are in bad spots, but the 3 men were named Ben Brown, W.F. McCrotty, and John Geary, as well as an unidentified male and female. Johnny Boyle's body was found as well. Dismembered parts of several other victims were also discovered but could not be identified.
Shit.
4 other bodies with crushed skulls and slit throats were also found outside the property in Drum Creek and on the surrounding prairie.
I don't think that the Benders were good people. I'll say it. I'll take the stand.
For all these deaths, the Benders gained only about $4,600, 2 teams of horses and wagons, a pony, and a saddle.
Okay.
Because some of the travelers carried nothing of value, it was widely speculated that the Benders killed simply for the bloody thrill of it all.
Jesus Christ.
So it's kind of like, what's that movie? Where they
Sweeney
wave-
Todd, the Demon Barber Fleet Street.
No, the
Hills Have Eyes.
Strangers.
Yeah.
I guess the Hills of Eyes too, but
Strangers, why are you doing this? Because you were home?
Yeah.
Fucking that goes hard.
As word of the gruesome murders spread, more and more travelers came forward to tell their own stories of a narrow escape, including one gentleman named William Pickering. And he refused to sit with his back to the canvas because of its disgusting stains. Pickering said that Kate Bender threatened him with a knife, so he fled the premises.
Why didn't he tell somebody?
Dude,
Why are
William
you
Pickering ain't no snitch, dude.
Like, wait, just go tell a cop.
Back then it probably was like, who are you gonna tell?
In
In the middle of
a sheriff.
Undeveloped, like the West. There's probably not even a sheriff around.
A perfect crime.
And if he's out, you're not gonna see him for like a week.
That's true. Could be on vacation in
Catholic-
Barbados.
A Catholic priest said he fled when he saw one of the Bender men concealing a large hammer.
Yeah,
Sheesh.
shit.
Sheesh.
Sheesh, indeed.
After following a fresh trail of wagon tracks, a search party found that the Benders had gone to the town of nearby Thayer, some 12 miles to the north. They purchased tickets to Humboldt on the northbound Leavenworth, Lawrence, and Galveston trains. Several days later, the Benders' team and wagon were found a short distance away, and the horses nearly starved. Upon further investigation, Captain James B. Ransom. James
His
B.
name is
Ransom?
James B. Ransom.
Yeah.
James B. Quick, dude.
Sick name. The train's conductor said that John Jr. and Kate disembarked at Chanute and took the Missouri, Kansas, and Texas Railroad train south to the Red River County near Denison, Texas. So they're pretty good at, like,
Yeah, they know they're
up and down this railroad.
right. They're checking.
Allegedly, the pair then fled to a tough outlaw colony along the border of Texas and New Mexico. Meanwhile, Ma and Pa Bender continued to the train north to Kansas City, where it is believed they transferred to a train heading to St. Louis. So, like, man,
So, like, man,
I can't believe records were good enough to get any of this.
I was
They
gonna
took
say-
so many trains.
how, yeah, that's
And why are the Benders signing these or traveling as themselves?
Right. You think you'd be like, oh, this is like little chubby Brunston or something.
Yeah. Little Chubby Brunston hiding in plain sight.
H in PS, hips, dude. They were hips, bro. They're hiding in plain sight.
There's one thing you know.
You got to be hips after
Got
you,
the
you
hips.
you hammer somebody and put them in a stinky blood hole.
Attempts to capture the bloodthirsty family were immediately made by both by both law officers and vigilantes alike. Though no one ever collected the rewards offered, rumors of several parties who had captured and killed the Benders began to fly. One vigilante group claimed to have shut down the men and Ma Bender and burned Kate alive as the witch they believed her to be.
Shit.
That's much more what I expect the response to be to her psychic powers.
Holy frick.
Another group claimed they had caught the Benders while escaping to the south and lynched them before throwing their bodies into the Verdigris River.
They're just lynching families?
Yeah, dude, they lynched people for just like
No. But I'm saying, they knew they were the wanted then before, or are they just like finding families and they're like fucking lynch time?
I don't know. So that's the part that could be fucked up is they might, if all these stories are true, not all these people are the Benders.
That's
So
true.
they're killing people who bear.
They can't all be right,
resemblance.
which means somebody had a bad fucking day.
Yet another group claimed to have killed the Benders during a gunfight and buried their bodies on the prairie. But they also could just be going for the $3,000.
Oh, for that like sweet, like it's probably mostly
Or some kind of
fraud.
However, none of these tales were confirmed, nor were bodies found. So most thought the Benders had managed to escape. For years, sightings of Ma Bender and Kate were reported, and in 1889, 2 women were extradited from Michigan on the charge. The pair were jailed, but the case was dropped for lack of evidence.
Okay. Occur, as they say.
I lost my place because the website.
Wow, Scones, dead air because you can't read.
Dead air. Of the family, Pa Bender was found to have been named John Flickinger from Germany or Holland.
Times Person of the Year.
John Flickinger, Times Guy of the Year.
Chubby Bender.
Though he allegedly committed suicide in 1884 in Lake Michigan, others believe that Ma and Kate murdered him because he had fled Cherryvale with all the cash and valuables they had taken from their victims.
God damn, dude. This what the?
Ma Bender was born Almira Make in the Adirondacks and married as a teenager to a man named George Griffith. After bearing him a dozen children, including Kate, Mr. Griffith suddenly died. Some said of a bad place on his head, resembling a dent that might be made with a hammer.
He's got this weird feature in his head.
Got this hammer-shaped
dent in his head.
Afterwards, she reportedly remarried several times, killing those husbands and 3 of her older children so they could not testify against her.
Jesus Christ.
Joke's on her. Husband can't testify against her anyway, right?
What do you mean?
Isn't that the law? Can't spouses not testify against each other?
I don't. Why not? Scones, if you did something to me, I would testify.
It'd be really awkward in the bunk beds that night.
Race car bunk beds.
John Jr. was found to have been named John Gebhardt. His habit of laughing aimlessly led for him to be described as a half-wit, though many believed this was simply a ruse to disguise his clever nature. Though most were led to believe John and Kate were sister and brother, others said that they sometimes passed as man and wife.
John and Kate plus 8? This was that short.
This is them.
Oh, okay. That's what I thought.
That's the big reveal.
Yeah.
The 2 were known to have had a relationship, and further tales abound when Kate became pregnant. They would bash in the baby's head once it was born.
Oh my God.
After the Benders' escape, one detective who had closely followed all the leads said that he had traced Gebhardt to the outlaw country along the Texas-New Mexico border, where he'd found that the criminal had died of apoplexy.
I don't know what that is, but I hope it sucks.
Yeah, I have no idea what apoplexy is.
That sounds like Phantom of the Apoplex or something.
Apoplexy.
What is it, Scones?
That can't be right.
It's when your hands are made of lizards? What is it?
Unconsciousness or incapacity resulting from a cerebral hemorrhage.
From a hammer-shaped hole in your head.
There's an informal one, which is what I read first. That was like incapacity for speechlessness because caused by extreme anger. And I was like, he died from that?
He died from
No,
being pissed off.
big old hemorrhage.
Oh, okay.
Uh, Kate was the fifth child of Ma Bender, was born Eliza Griffith. Eventually, she married and went by the name of Sarah Eliza Davis. Allegedly, while working at the Bender Inn, she earned her keep as a prostitute, adding an additional amount to the traveler's bill for the privilege of laying with her. In the end, it was Kate who was primarily blamed for the numerous bloody murders that, even at her young age, was the inspiration for the crimes.
I'm not a fan of these people.
They're not like the coolest family. Who do you think is the coolest, like, well-known family? They all I feel like get like weird or evil.
Yeah. Gotta be Dax Shepard and Kristen Bell.
Gotta be. Solved.
Next.
Though the tales of what happened to the Benders can only be speculated as to their accuracy, the fact that 10 bodies are found on the property is not disputed. Other corpses found in the area and many mysterious disappearances of other lonely travelers led the locals to believe that the Benders killed more than 20 people.
God damn. Do they get caught? They don't get caught, do they? Because why would they have why would we be able to provide a solid ending to one of our stories?
No, because Ma and Kate, there wasn't enough evidence.
Oh,
in
right,
Michigan.
right.
John died of apoplex.
Right, he got really
the
mad
Phantom
and
of the
died.
apoplex got him.
Yeah.
And then how did it say that Pa died? Oh, Kate and
Right.
Ma killed him.
Right, they because he tried to take the money. Okay.
So it's like a very kind of Coen Brothers ending.
Yeah.
Where just like nothing really gets solved, but a bunch of people are dead.
Hey, ain't that life, baby?
Ain't that life? The terrible story of the Bender murders was not legend enough. Another tale began circulating regarding the property upon which the Benders had once lived. Hell's Half Acre. The old Bender property was haunted, and the rumors of the locals began to fly. A decade after the gruesome killings, nothing was left of the cabin and outbuildings of the property. The only thing remaining, an empty hole that had once been the cellar.
Damn.
From these depths allegedly came the souls of those murdered on the site, wandering about the property and making moaning sounds that passerby could hear.
Ew.
Those most often reported glowing apparitions on the property were those who came to the site in search of a long-lost souvenir of the grisly murders. Quickly, the scavengers were frightened away by the dead souls to spread their ghostly tales.
Huge.
So,
This
super
is
evil family.
Super fucked up.
Although, I guess not family. Bunch of weird, like...
Yeah, like a chubby
family
kid.
lovers.
Oh, crazy lady.
It's like the worst version of the Addams family.
Yeah. It's the Badams family, dude.
Sheesh.
Sheesh.
And no Uncle Fester.
Dude, yeah.
No Cousin It.
Nope. I'm that cousin It girl, though.
Sheesh.
Yeah, that was real. I didn't like hearing about the children. This family is super.
I was fine with it
up.
because I'm not a father.
Scones is not a father, so he doesn't understand why it's bad.
I don't get it.
But
Rick-a-doot-doo.
that's really dark, and I hope it was worth the wait, gang. You just got to hear about a bunch of people dying.
Bunch of people dying.
You're
Thank you, Panera Bread.
Yeah.
Can they sue us for saying they're a sponsor even if they're not? They
Panera?
have to be able to, right?
I mean, for what? Like, obviously joking about bread bowls? And
Yeah,
like
they sue us for
refreshers?
joking.
You can't
For
sue us for
being
joking.
hooligans?
Comedy these days. You can't joke.
Can't say anything, dude.
Dude, I
Can't
gotta
talk
see-
about refreshers.
Guys, check out Netflix. My special's dropping soon. It's called Can't Talk About Nothing
gotta-
These Days.
I'm gonna be on like the same three comedians podcast for the rest of the time.
Yep. So sick. Yeah, guys. Again, apologies for the delay. I will be moved into my new residence next week. Things should return to normal in terms of cadence. But I hope you enjoyed the Bloody Benders Part 2. If you did, share it with a buddy. Rate and review the podcast. And check us out on our socials. Macabre Pod on Twitter. Monday Morning Macabre on Instagram. And check out mondaymorningmacabre.com for all those good things.
Good thanks.
Good things.
Praise Morbo.
Praise Morbo. And we love you. And thanks for being patient. I love you. Goodbye.
Boy.